Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be reviewing episode 10 of Solo Leveling. In today's review we're basically talking about the whole episode. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in this episode. Well, a lot of stuff, but technically not. We got the S-Rank Fire Child for the first 5-10 minutes, give or take. The S-Rank Fire Child is a big deal for Solo Leveling the universe or whatever. But for us it's basically just a thing to show off how strong each S-Rank are. This episode basically focuses on mainly how strong the S-Ranks are, but also shows that Sun Jin-woo can easily overpower even Japan's strongest S-Rank, Goto. Of course, everyone else is like, Goto, you managed to keep up with Goto, man. You're such a legend. You actually managed to keep up with him. He barely scratched you. It's like, he could have... Sun Jin-woo would have easily won. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Anyway, from the manga, by the way, that was a sweet 6 scene. The manhwa. There was a really good scene from the manhwa. Now, getting into the next part, we end up learning Sun Jin-woo isn't going to the raid. What? And then you got to literally a bunch of S-Ranks suspected of Sun Jin-woo not attending the raid or whatever. This is also just to show how decent the S-Ranks are, but end up eventually showing how helpless they are against a major threat. Basically, they end up going to the raid and Sun Jin-woo, the raid or whatever. And at the raid, we should get to see the born of, I think Biru's his name. He ends up becoming Biru, but the big main boss, the one who they ain't expecting, because they're only expecting to fight the Queen Ant. Well, there's a new prodigy Ant, he's not king technically, he's the son of the Queen Ant, whatever. But yeah, and yeah, they don't expect to fight him, but basically they end up winning pretty much easily, not easily, but being able to pretty much exterminate most ants from this episode. But at the end of the episode, plot twist, S-Rank, who for some reason decides to literally be a brat and not heal people straight away, an S-Rank healer. I don't know. She decides to act around and think they have the luxury of doing that, and ends up dying immediately before anyone can react. And now you got a bunch of hunters who aren't even healed and have to fight multiple ants. I'm pretty sure each ant is equivalent to an A rank as of right now, the smallest ants, and then the other ants are equal to S ranks just with no intellect. And then you obviously got the big ant Biru, I think his name is, and yeah, basically shows how helpless they're gonna be because there's a whole army of ants. They need to kill the Queen Ant, but that also doesn't end up ending it. You will find out later episodes, of course, because we already know the main boss of this arc is going to be that big ant that was born from the shells. A great episode all in all. Honestly, a full 10 out of 10 episode. Nothing really bad about it. We also got the S-Rank we obviously knew about earlier, the healer who went on the last raid. I think he went on the last raid. We ended up hearing him. And also, realistically, I think Korea and Japan, I will say Korea S-Ranks did better than the Japan S-Ranks. Maybe that I'm biased. But for one, the Tiger got 2v1. He didn't go out either because he was went beastly or whatever. Thingy technically got sneak attacked and had to intervene, and had Sun Jin-woo intervene. And yeah, it's just all in all, I think Korea, technically Korea does win because you got Sun Jin-woo. You can't really fight against Sun Jin-woo. He has an army. He can probably kill you and then make you part of the Korea team. Yeah, all in all, a great episode, and I'll be reviewing the other episodes when they come out. And yeah, nothing else to really say about this episode. One thing I will say, the reason Sun Jin-woo doesn't want to go on the raid is simply because he wants to protect his family, which technically doesn't make sense, because if this raid fails to succeed, the ants will invade Korea and other countries. So realistically, it doesn't make sense on why he doesn't want to go on the raid. But there's nothing else to go on that. And realistically, the episode, Japan, of course we know he's eventually going to go on the raid, especially since we know he obviously got Shadow Exchange from his last from the last episode. So it makes sense he's going to go on this raid because he put shadows and then exchanged the shadows. And yeah, the shadows all protected them or whatever. Also, a good thing, they do have a cameraman. Also, by cameraman I mean there's a cameraman who's an A rank who's recording the whole battle for the whole of Korea to see, so everyone's gonna be able to see how the battle turns out. This is obviously Sung Jin Woo probably is gonna tune into the battle and just see the progress or whatever. Yeah, I believe it's like a 10-minute delay, so they can edit out anything or whatever. Yeah, I don't think any. I mean, they could just kill the cameraman, but I'm pretty sure they don't. From what I remember, that cameraman main plot armor. Cameramans never die. Let's be honest here. You gotta have. If you're holding a camera, you're not dying. Anyway, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to talk about that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.